Hello everyone and welcome back to my Bold and Beautiful 29 YouTube channel. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Before we start, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Thomas was incensed. He seized Brooke and sounded ready to go completely overboard. His father entered the design room and interposed. Ridge told his son to back off, engaged in a verbal battle that was at times violent and at others touching. The result saw Thomas astoundingly turn an emotional corner. Thomas's admission that it was ingrained in his mind and posterior grasp of Brooke was a watershed moment. An apparent advance that changes the line. Ridge told Thomas that he was an overgrown man who had a great career and a son who adores him. Indeed, Thomas's inherited cultural capability has nicely developed since he returned from New York following the sad death of Douglas' mama, Caroline. Thomas heard his father's voice and saw the sincerity in his eyes. Brooke's near drowning was the wake-up call Ridge demanded, and the citation of it served to turn Thomas's mind around. Rather than demeaning a period where a mentally unstable Thomas pursues some form of dark vengeance against Brooke, the followership should prepare for a fresh direction for all involved. Laurels to all involved for the surprising climax scene at Forrester Creations. It was well done and proved credible, which is a credit to the script, camera work in a tight visual, and, among others, of course, the actors. It was easy to anticipate Steffi's response before Thomas had the epiphany. She'd be sloped off by Thomas, return home, and pile on. But Thomas has put himself in a position to be a middleman. Steffi will still probably stand by her mama and offer some brickbats toward Brooke. But Steffi presumably wouldn't overreact. She may see what's developed as ineluctable. This also links to Taylor telling Thomas not to condemn Brooke, which is true. As Ridge said himself, it's all him. Thomas's rapid-fire acceptance of his father's decision to break his engagement to Taylor and marry Brooke within a many hours on the same day. So, he could return to Forrester Creations and begin designing in-house. Thomas needs another romantic interest. Whether that woman is an old interest or a new pursuit is interesting. Dismissing farther hobbies of hope would feel in order and fit the directional change that was just created by accepting that Ridge and Brooke are formally again together. There seems to be veritably many people who are actually cheering for Brooke and Ridge. This is why No Bone is cheering for Brooke and Ridge. That's substantially because this seems to be the same story told over and over again. No Bone believes that it's part of Brooke and Ridge's fortune to be with one another. Rather, they've only gravitated towards each other again because No Bone differently seems to be available in this fictional city of Los Angeles. Well, at least not for Brooke. Ridge was no way in love with Taylor in the same way that he might not truly be in love with Brooke. As our pious compendiums can imagine, the internet clearly did have a lot to say about the matter. Will escapes Luna. Still, the villain's preoccupation will just continue to grow. Sheila makes a horrifying discovery. Will couldn't believe it when he faced Luna, who was still alive. After getting over the original shock, he wondered how it could be possible. Luna mentionedly, also effects took a creepy turn. Will suddenly saw Luna with Electra mask and connected the blotches. It was Luna who he slept with the night of the creation party. Will leaves. So, perhaps he realizes he can't call the police without Electra chancing out about his treason. Another possibility is that someone interrupts, similar as Sheila. After Will leaves, Luna will continue to suppose about what a life with Will could be like. The youthful lady is fully delusional and her obsession on Will just gets worse. It's stated that Luna will shoot Will yet another textbook communication. It seems ever since getting Luna's grandmother, Sheila has been put in a lot of dicey and deceptive situations because of the youthful lady. Luna keeps yapping about how appreciative she's to Sheila and Lee, but those are just words with no real meaning behind them. Sheila still hasn't told Lee about what she knows about Luna's adventures outside the apartment. It's time for Sheila to tell Lee before this gets any worse. Luna isn't getting better and the grandmothers are just going to end up in captivity if they continue. The developer just set about that Ridge ditched Taylor. The psychiatrist explained it was Ridge's decision. Still, Thomas seems to be out to make someone pay. The one person that Thomas blames indeed further than Ridge is Brooke. Thomas was coming back for Hope marriage, but he traveled for his parents' espousal and arrived with a chip on his shoulders. Still, bold spoilers say their extravagant son is going to have a major meltdown if Ridge doesn't marry his mama. The Penns criticized some of his crazy jest on a brain excrescence, but he has always had a many screws loose. When Thomas loses his marbles, no bone is safe. After reuniting with Hope, a softer side of Thomas and nearly forgot what he's actually able of. How far will Thomas go to make sure Ridge and Taylor say I do? Ridge is trying to find a drama-free way to call off the marriage and get back together with Brooke. Little does Brooke know, his son is going to give her a run for her plutocrat. Could Thomas actually try to remove his stepmama Brooke from the picture to make sure his mama gets her dream marriage? Bill and Katie brazen Luna for what she did to their son, Will. She took advantage of him when he was drunk and he allowed. She was Electra. They agreed to take her to the authorities. But first, they had to make sure she didn't escape again. Will and Bill handled her, causing her to impinge into the hole behind her. Luna's bag fell to the ground, exposing its contents, including a positive gestation test. She said about that she was pregnant with Will's baby. We still have our dubieties. Luna could have squiggled with that gestation test when she locked herself down in Remy's and Deke's restroom. Katie and Bill were also in unbelief. Meanwhile, Will was still recycling all this information about what happened that night. They eventually agreed to turn her into the authorities. But first, Bill had to take matters into his own hands formally again. That's not all that Luna participated. She also admitted that she loved Will, indeed though she hadn't acted like it. Bill brought her back to his place to get the verity out of her. Luna dithered when he suggested she should take another gestation test and another bone. After that, she maintained her station that she was pregnant. She's been deep in her visions recently. She believes that she and Will have a romantic connection. Also, Bill hit her with a shocking claim that we didn't see coming. He wanted her to prove her love to Will by letting him go. He ordered her to get in revocation if both tests turn out to be positive. Luna assumed getting pregnant would be her progeny's jewel of jail card. She's no longer calling the shots. The Spencers are calling the shots now. Luna here to Bill or leave Los Angeles with a baby in hitch. Eric is a supporter of Brooke. He's made it clear that she's the right woman for his son, Ridge. Is he propping Brooke up because he wants Taylor all to himself? The original Bill noticed chemistry between Eric and Taylor. I'm calling it now. Eric and Taylor will be a couple. This is a setup for the two of them to become a couple, the original Bill declared. Though Eric was relieved that Ridge chose Brooke, he still felt bad for Taylor. He checked in on her while she was packing her bags and leaving the Forrester mansion. Utmost suckers are on board with this plot, but only if Taylor enticed Eric to get back at him. We would support this if Taylor just went full wrong on this, seduces Eric, gets him to leave Donna, has him propose to her, and on the day of the marriage, just dumps his burrow, and gives him a whole harangue on now you know how it feels, Eric. How do you like it? One addict suggested. This plot is end a reach since Eric and Taylor have been together ahead. Eric was attracted to Taylor before Stephanie passed away. She turned him down at the time because she didn't want to ruin their fellowship. She was formerly with him. Also with Thorne. But hey, it could be, one person wrote. Other suckers are grossed out by the idea. Gross. I can see lazy pens going that route.